All right. So again, this one is the fuck with these. I have no clue why they still going. I don't know what. It's like I said that for the rest of y'all, you see what I've been going through. Now, man, remember that Tucker video from 3, 4 days ago, or whatever. Now imagine going through that and you at work and you're talking to someone and they will not. Now they try to do the job, but say somehow they bring up, oh, racism, oh, America's racist. Remember that, matter of fact, that place I was at is a hospital. I was busting suds. Was it this year or last year? It was recently. I know it might have been in November or something. I made a video in the parking lot, and it might have been last year. And out of the blue, they just took my name. Matter of fact, if I pull it up now, well, nothing comes up. Let me see. Nothing comes up. I'm not trying to work, but my point is, it was more just, principle. Oh, y'all just gonna, you're not gonna, and what if I really did need that shit? You know, let's see, where did that come from? Well, yeah, that's how long I've been gone. I gotta type in. But anyway, it was, and this app used to be jumping, but the point is, yeah, they did a whole show. It was a small hospital. I mean, well, not kind of big. It wasn't that hard to work, and that's why to me it was easy. So I had to to this day. That's why I don't have to wear. I'm tired, and they could tell this job is easy. So now I get started. I can't. It's natural. Oh, they gonna get rid of me because this shit is easy and everybody else is hard. Especially as a hospital, nothing but women. It, yeah, right now, no available shifts within 100 miles. All right, so that place is literally like 5 minutes from here. A whole bunch of all that uh, hospital shit over there. And there is no way they could say I didn't keep up. They just, and me, I don't talk that much. I wasn't flirting with none of the women. I don't give a fuck. And really, it wasn't none too much worth. Oh, you know what? Okay, they might have got mad because she was flirting with me, the white girl. Then on top of it, she's like a new age white girl, literally with a fat booty. But she's worked there. It can't be, this southern girl. She making $13 an hour. She ain't got no BBL. So they seriously, they mad about that. I ain't even say nothing like, because she left earlier. I ain't even, literally, that's what I'm saying. That's how it was going. But the gay black dude was just fine too. But I think he the one really got me, taking off, can't say fired because it's through this app. And he mad because he asked me, I want out the blue. He just said, I won't be happy till I see a black woman in the White House. And I asked him, I said, you don't care about her qualifications? And he said that, I know. And he said, no, I just want to see a black racism. So you don't care if she's dumb as fuck. And they got mad about that. And I guess they used that to say I was being hostile to people, you know, and this is an app first of all, so I ain't got no rights or nothing, da da da. I can't say, and then they took me off, and I did email. Matter of fact, I did email them. I did email the app, and they just let me. Matter of fact, I forgot. Let me show you. It should be still in there. I'm like, y'all, because matter of fact, I took another shift, and where do they have it? It's probably might have been deleted. I don't know. It should be. Not notifications, but email or something. I don't know. That will help center, but like I asked, I'm like, why did they just take me off? And they just said, well, it's sad. You ever had a chick that you trying to be funny? Well, you can do what you want to do. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is business. You playing with people a lot. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what? I did. Cause they made a big deal about cooking. The dope. That's how I started watching this. And see, back then, this was like 3 years ago. Remember, I made a video at that college. It's in South Carolina, right across the border. Basically, it's 20 minutes from here. Right across. Well, 25 or something. The college is like 25 from door to door. But it's across the border, and they did a thing about that. Me, like, I don't know what's up with these weird ass gang stalker witchcrafts. They was like, I can't. First, I'm not even from here. I'm not a native. So why are y'all? I mean, even if you wanted to do it like that, you're getting mad that I'm leaving and to get money. I'm not even from here. And so I had went there a year before, and that one I was cooking. And remember, I told you there was an older lady. And matter of fact, when I went back there a year later, just to bust suds, it paid the same. It didn't matter, but the position was different. And it's same people there. They're all old black folks. And da da da. There's a few young ones. Few young. It's a college, a small college. Probably only got like 600 students all together or something like that. I don't know that many, 1,000. And the lady was so happy and enamored, and also, even though she's older than me, I could tell, like, if we was like at McDonald's or something, yeah, I'd be going home with her. But I'm like, I got to go back 20 miles. She's older. She was like 59 or something. Yeah, she just the old, this and that, because she just was so happy. But it wasn't just me and my demeanor, appearance, and coolness. I could actually handle, because this one was actually a little bit more than fast food. It had the Chick-fil-A and this and that, and you actually, and I couldn't believe how they're so impressed. That's the thing. I'm like, why are y'all so impressed? That's what's embarrassing. Not to me, but y'all, these slow folks, and that's what I'm saying. They're trying to get you to feel bad or blame yourself. They're old. She been working. That's fine. Her bones probably tired or da da da. But she feels spry enough to flirt with me. And I think her boyfriend was there. Like I said, so that's on her. But hey, she just gushing. No, no, no. She even left and took about a 30, 40 minute break because she been there, right? Once she saw that I could handle it, and then she left and just left. They left me. Remember, I did a video. They left me. I did it that night. They left me. And, only reason I left was because this app was like, you got to clock out. We're not paying. You need to, yeah, it's 10:05. We're not finna pay you. You need to clock out. I'm reading this thing right here. That's what I'm trying to read. These messages with the what is it? The customer support, whatever. I'm trying to find the one. I'm pretty sure I did when I'm like, yo, they just. Because matter of fact, yeah, I had the shift. I claimed it, right? That's what they call it. I claimed it, and then they just took me off. And then after that, it didn't pop up no more to this day. Is this it? No, this ain't it either. I know I said something. I don't know, maybe I'm not going long enough. No, that's what I'm saying. 36 months, what is that? 37 weeks? Nah, that's weeks, not months. Yeah, isn't that even a year ago? 152 or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But my point is, all of the her trying to jump on me, all that didn't matter, right? I literally did handle everything like I supposed to. That's what they were mad about. And so a year later, when I go back as a dishwasher, everybody is just kind of nasty, Hershey's, and but it's just like I guess they said something like, oh, last time, because they know who I am because of gang stalking, and then. I'm in the back, and all. Remember, I made a video. I said how I had to get, like, no, fuck all this shit. It starts getting to shut. This is a college. It's about 9:30. I'm like, ain't y'all? I know y'all not finna be open like regular fast food. Y'all need to start bringing. And they wasn't bringing the few things from the grill. Y'all need to start bringing that shit back. I know y'all didn't shut down. And like I said, the year before when she left me handling the grill, and I did handle everything the students came up with, come up to me, oh, I want a cheeseburger, oh, I want this and that, and da da da. Because, it's actually, even though it's a frozen patty, you still got, flip it and da da da, and cheese and bacon and da da da, and follow, because they got a menu. You had to follow all that. They all so mad that it's all right, whatever. And you got to keep it in order. Well, I'm like, you know, and I guess by like 9:50, it was 10:02. I get a text. You need to clock out because I'm chilling. All right, I got this. And I forgot that or whatever I supposed to. And they're like, no, we're not gonna pay you. They ain't saying this. Is like, but what they're saying, like a nigga would say, you can stay if you want, but you working for free. If you stay here, you enjoying yourself that much, cooking and flipping burgers. All right, that's on you. And I left. But so now, a year later, I'm like, it's like again. I'm like, yo, they gonna tell me to leave at 10. Da da da. Y'all need to hurry up. And really, I could have. I'm being nice. I didn't have to. Y'all gonna be back here by yourself. Cause like I said, when I was cooking, the dishwasher, you know, we brought the, you start bringing the stuff back, but they was still, but all the big stuff was done. Everything, there was the only things that was open was the stuff that they had under the warming lights. Everything was closed. The grill was shut. So if you late gate, you coming in at the late gate, you just getting some under the warming lights. And I'm like, y'all being funny, but okay, y'all gonna be back here. But they did. That's what they got mad. The gangstalks, Democrats, they got mad because they they did. They said, I'm finna go. It was about 9:20, and it wasn't no big deal. I mean, it's a small college. It had didn't even have that what's that line, the belt, conveyor belt, like big colleges or big cafeterias with a conveyor belt. None of that. But I'm like, y'all ain't used to this. I'm finna go. This ain't nothing to me. But I'm like, they're not gonna pay me, and you're not gonna say it was my fault that I didn't do my job, and that's why there was dishes left. It's like, no, you're not finna say I did that. And so another thing though, the dishwasher, that day they made sure to have me and him was cool the first time I was there. They made sure when I got there, and they made sure to have. Now he's on the front, which is fine to me. But so that being this dude, he been a dishwasher because that first time I was there the year before, he we talked a little bit. He's like one of them niggas that I know from Birmingham. To me, that's why I said I think I did the video. It's like I said I was right when I was in high school, and when I got in the army, it's like North Carolina totally different. Them niggas in South Carolina, they just like Alabama. And remember, I also said Georgia, Atlanta, rather, and North Carolina and Charlotte or whatever. They're the same. It's like they're not. They shoot and kill, but they're not gangster. They don't have that whole that they're not like us. But them niggas, they said words I hadn't heard. Just old shit made me just shit. I hadn't heard. I can't even for since I've been up here. But Atlanta, they don't talk like they don't. It's not about talking like phony. He just fucking around with another employee, and it's like, oh, okay, but for some reason. But then I remember, like I said, when I was in Fort Bragg in '82nd, my homie was from South Carolina. I used to wonder why we so tight, but and they weren't from. Like it just so happened that I used to think that it's like everybody either from South Carolina, at least in my little crew at Fort Bragg in my unit, it's like 4 or 5 black guys, and we're all like from the same area. Nobody's from Atlanta. One of them, he's from Georgia, but he's from Columbia. This is just weird. And we all, had the same. That's what I'm saying. It's not we don't hang with you, try to bully you, or you're not one of us, and da da da. They didn't like anybody else. Didn't like what we like, or just didn't click. Didn't birds of the feather. All right, so I wasn't supposed to even be talking about that. I was supposed to just be. All right, so here's the ones that now here's the one. Well, it's not the main one, but
on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And craziest part is
and see that with us, we're not making up stuff.
Leo and I are pretty close.
Like Democrats who just lied, like I said, that lady, that older witch who came knocked on my door yesterday. We don't have to make up stuff and lie and try to play victim and they're they're dying trying to cross the border illegal. She didn't even say that. She said they're dying. It's like, well, don't do it. That's like, again, if I as a kid, if you got hurt doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Now you got hurt if it's something just when I'm talking about when you're real little, when all of us cry, you like 4 years old. That was their jam. That was their jam. Oh, the switch. Go get, because you hurt yourself doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. You know how women, black women, you weren't supposed to be doing that in the first place. So now, you whining because you got, a little tiny cut. Oh, I got a cut. You about 4 years old or 3.5 or whatever. I barely remember. But that's what y'all are grown ups. Grown ups. They're dying. That's the equivalent. When you're a kid, it's just a little tiny boo boo, but you still gotta get in trouble because you would do it. Yeah, remember something? Your hand got caught in something. I told you to leave it alone. I told you stop playing with that. You playing with something. That closes, and they told you don't play with that. You ain't even get cut. Your finger got caught in there. That's why I told you don't. That's how they taught you. Matter of fact, they might even watched you. They let you play yourself. They let you. That's why I told you don't play there. You might not have got a whooping, but they let you. They let you. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It's something. You fucking with it. You won't stop. I told you leave that alone. You kept playing with it. It's just like that's the illegals. You supposed to be grown ups. Y'all falling for it, and we telling you who it is. It's the communists. It ain't about the American dream. You're trying to feed your family. No, this is an attack. We're telling you, don't come. Stay at home. And then, like what I know, if you stop helping them and stay at home, your home will be better. You supposedly left for your wife and kids up here hoeing around. Exactly. That's all it is, you know. Yeah, we already know gangster shit. You know, these hoes, they don't give a fuck about fucking these Mexican niggas for some money. And it been like that for decades now. 2006, 2007, you know, them hoes get busy, they got money. That's nothing. Y'all niggas, y'all hate, you know, y'all the ones who care about mixed. Yeah, I ain't even think about that. Your girl probably didn't fuck some of the Migos for some money. You know what I'm saying? Yo, she just black down, especially if she's super black. I don't mean skin tone. I mean just super black. BL, yeah, she did. I ain't even thinking about this. Some hood shit, nigga. You know, be fucking these niggas. You know.
It helps me work.
Cause think
It
about it,
helps me
Migos got
prepare for
money,
technology.
getting paid under the table. They got disposable income. But let
In
me.
an interview on the Oprah Winfrey Show in
Most people.
Donald Trump is arguably one of the most controversial people in modern day society. Now, why he's so controversial is up for debate. However, the one thing that people can't disagree about today when it comes to him is that people either love him or hate him. There are not many who are in between. But the crazy thing is, before he ran for president, he wasn't even as close to as polarizing as he is today. And the craziest part is he's been saying the same exact things for years. Don't believe me? Well, let's just get right into it. Now, it's no secret that politics today are starting to become more about power, corruption, and manipulation rather than.
I mean, you say, well, that's just one YouTuber. No, what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's just like the them yesterday. That witch and she and her. I don't know if that's her granddaughter or just a young volunteer, no relative. But that's what I'm saying. They're trying to. After they saw at first, they're like, "Do you agree with Mark Robeson? Do you?" And since I didn't go, no, I don't agree with him. That's wrong. And they even try. Oh, he said stuff about women and da da da. So then they go to they don't care. Remember, I keep telling you, and I said that I played it where they don't care about now is they don't know, none of them care, none of them, if they can't get you to become a Democrat communist, then they immediately go to, well, they don't care about none of them care, none of them don't vote. So what they want you to not vote so they could, shenanigans. Because if you're gonna be like, I don't know, I didn't vote and I'm nobody I know voted, so yeah, they gonna be like, da 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 da, this many votes for Biden. And
actual competence for the job at hand. In my opinion, we see this no clearer than with our current president right now. However, the reality of politics today becomes even more shocking when you hear what young Donald Trump said in an early 1980s interview. Roll it.
Would you like to be the president of the United States?
I really don't believe I would run, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Most people who are capable are not running for office. Most men are frightened of politics today.
It is a shame, isn't it?
Yes?
It is a shame. The most capable people are not necessarily running for political office, and that is a very sad commentary on the country. They had major corporations and they had this and that, but they are not running for political office.
Now, what he said is still, in my opinion, completely accurate in the political climate today. We have seen over and over and over that people would rather be politically correct than actually get the job done right. Again, I think Biden is the perfect example of this. Joe Biden barely knows his own name at this point, but people would still rather vote for him because of what Trump said on Twitter. People would rather look politically correct in the public eye and just watch their country deteriorate.
now this is a month ago I seen they just put it in my recommendations or whatever. I might have seen it before. I think I did see this. Well, I didn't see this exact video, but I saw that clip of Trump in the '80s, and he's right. That's exactly what we all say. That's why they mad at me, because we won't be nice. We're mean. I didn't heard that I don't know how many times. You're mean. And that's why I said, what you gonna do about it? And I'm not trying to be that. Oh, remember I said you got to be that dude. If you that dude, it's not what you gonna do. When somebody say what you gonna do about it, they're not threatening you. That means, and I'm not in your situation, but more than 9 times out of 10, that means you violated off the top. Trust me, somebody like I never violated. Y'all fucked with me, and I figured it out. So that's why I say, what you gonna do about it? Not, oh, I'm that gangster super monster, da 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 da. Like, nah, I ain't say none of that shit. Don't lie on me. That's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna get you lying. But I ain't say I ain't gonna defend myself or fuck you up or whatever. And like I said, I'm faster than you. Yeah, you fucked up. Yeah, y'all. Everybody know I'm older. I got injuries. I got to go to the hospital all the time. But I'm still that's matter of fact, that's sad on y'all part. That I'm still mentally faster. That's what I'm really talking about. I ain't sizing you up. Y'all tried. Yeah, they tried to get me from doing that. They saw that. They only did it once. They saw me. Oh, you size. I'm not sizing you up. And it ain't no situation. Remember that lame ass shit? Situational awareness. It's situational. Ain't no situation. They always come up with some weird ass shit. Like, what are you? Are you a Navy SEAL or in the Navy, or you Army Special Forces or whatever? The recon, Force Recon, and the Marine, whatever they got. The situation. It just sound like that. That's what I never heard that. My whole time in the in the 82nd, none of that situational awareness, basic training, situation. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Y'all sound like a wannabe. The wannabes, and nowadays they sit up and play video games and that situation. You gotta have situational awareness. What the fuck are you talking about? Situational fucking awareness. You don't get your situational ass away from me. Seriously, you don't get me killed. We in a foxhole or something. Get your situational ass away from me, and go be aware somewhere else. Nah, get away from me. You're not getting me killed. The fuck you talking about? Situational awareness or whatever the fuck,
which blows
in
my
the hood or anything, non-military. Yeah. Situate your ass over there somewhere. Stupid ass.
because of what Trump said on Twitter. People would rather
But
look politically correct in the
like,
And that is
I'm
a very
gonna
sad
rewind it.
commentary on the country. They had major corporations and they had this and that, but they are not running for political office.
Now, what he said is still, in my opinion, completely accurate in the political climate today. We have seen over and over and over that people would rather be politically correct than actually get the job done right. Again, I think Biden is the perfect example of this. Joe Biden barely knows his own name at this point, but people
And
would
that's why I keep telling. I said it the other day. Just said it yesterday. They want to be nice. Remember, I'm like, those aren't the rules. Those aren't the laws. Not just the rules. Those aren't the laws. You want to be nice. She kept saying, "Oh, but they got families and da da da. They died." And that's what I'm talking about. And I told them. Remember, I said it. If they follow the rules, the laws, if Biden and them went enact the laws, them people would still be alive because they would have stayed their ass at home and be having fun and doing what they do. They was something. No, they wasn't. If you ever lived in a bad neighborhood or grew up in a, like I said, I grew up in New York or whatever. Not whatever. What I'm talking about, we moved. Uh, Bed Stuy, we lived. That's what I was talking about. My preschool. It was a church. We was in Brooklyn, right? I didn't know it was Brooklyn until because that's their friend. They remember, that's my girlfriend's and that. But anyway, but point is, all the everybody, the rest of us who made you look back, you know, oh, it was so bad. No, everything was fucking Shangri La. That's what I'm just saying. If you was a kid, and yeah, it's the worst things was getting punished for fucking up because you live in such a bad neighborhood. So you got an ass whooping for fucking up. That's the worst. You know, like I said, I remember going to church and picking out a little toy. That's the only time we had to do that. I think I was about 4. It was. 'Cause you know it's gonna be some little the little some kind of, even in the 70s, some little cheap. But at that point, I must have been old enough, 4 years old. I knew you had to be grateful. You know, I don't want that, but you know, it's like it's not like, okay, I'm gonna give you this cheap shit and you don't like it, I'm gonna beat you. No, what they're teaching you, you know, yeah, you know, everybody we gotta share, you know, all that. Not communist stuff. It's your family, but you know. But yeah, my point is, even in their own, oh, the cartel, the this and that is like. And first of all, you know, I just thought about it. Why are y'all getting killed down there? Oh, it's so bad. You like, no, that's what we take the car. Why are they killing you? And I doubt they're killing you because you're going to. No, you did something. I'm not saying. I'm just what I'm. This is street shit. This ain't, you know, my politics side or anti-democrat communist. This is you know, you can talk to me. What you did something? Y'all did was, oh, they getting killed. Yeah, we heard about it. Chop your head. Chop. No, seriously, right? You know, that shit. Like the fucking Taliban. They doing that. It's like, what'd you do? Y'all do that shit with no problem, knowing you gonna get your head chopped off. It's like, what? Your goal should be to make it out of there. But they brainwash.
Rather vote for him because of what Trump said on Twitter. People would rather look politically correct in the public eye and just watch their country deteriorate, which blows my mind. Nevertheless, Trump had more to say in this interview. Roll it.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it that somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but maybe unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile. And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
What do you guys think about this? I think the accuracy of his statements are so spot on that it's actually scary. In quotes, he said, somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but maybe unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain, but a big smile. Donald Trump seriously predicted the future in this interview. But, surprisingly, this is not the only time. In an interview on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1988, young Donald Trump sat down as a guest. Now, mind you, this is before Trump expressed any desire to become president. Every time he was asked, he would flat out say no. However, in this interview, he said something that rings true today. Roll it.
I know people are talking about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country.
Now, he stated for the first time that even though he had no interest in that current moment, he could never rule it out.
Now, remember, I've been saying that. I know what I'm saying is, remember how, no, it's not me, like, oh, who you think, what part don't you understand? That's why I get paid so much. That's one of the first things I noticed by at least 2003. I had been out the military and everything's going wrong and losing everything. And like I said, people, you know, looking and acting like, you know, it was like, I don't know. It was just like a movie. Like they knew something that, yeah, that prophet, that more than biblical prophecy. And that's why to this day I still like, bitch, I would not pee on you, much less if your ass on fire. That's an old state, don't do what they used to say when I was a kid. Not to me. Well, actually, I never heard nobody say it to somebody. What they were saying, that was like the only thing I heard my elder say about white folks. Not more just anybody. It wasn't even white folks. Yeah, they would. Yeah, don't ask him for help, or don't ask her for help. Could have even been one of the sister at church or deacon so and so. Don't ask them for help. They wouldn't pee on you. You was on fire. I remember a little bit. But yeah, actually, I did when I said it recently, about a month or 2 months or 3 months ago. I said it on video. It's on my video. I admit it. I said it. I wouldn't pee on y'all if y'all on fire. I'm dead serious. You much less. You like, well, if you no, I don't even care about total rule. You see what I'm saying? You could be like, you're just talking. I don't care. Cause either way, that means I'm responsible for y'all. You know, I don't care about being, which we all love, constitutional republic. Y'all call it democracy. We're not a democracy or total tyrant. I would be in charge of y'all and responsible for y'all. Read Kings, read Chronicles. You crazy? Y'all motherfuckers ain't nowhere in hell. Like I said, nah, I'm good. So, like I said, y'all can stop following me. Y'all can stop having these old ladies walking for. I don't, you like, what part don't you understand? I put myself. That's what you're like. Why would why? What part don't you understand? Hey, well, guess gotta go to the VA. And what's your problem? You don't look bad. You're not busted up or nah. I need to talk to this. And that. Next thing you know, I spent 6 months in the VA the psych ward. Like, I don't know why these folks fucking with me, but everybody say that it's in my head. But now I know I was right. Mm.
Completely, because he could only watch the US deteriorate so much. But then, Oprah asked him another question that just as accurately predicts the future almost to a T. And also, while you're watching this, keep in mind of what Trump is saying, because if you compare it to what he's saying today, there is almost no differences. The only difference is maybe he's a bit more brash in modern times. Nevertheless, roll the clip.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined.
I suppose because this is a Oprah clip, he gotta speed it up.
I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing. This country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been.
If these videos don't give you more respect for him, I don't know what will. He has had relatively the same viewpoint his whole entire life and still lives true to it. It's a shame the mainstream media likes to trash him when they didn't say anything before he ran for president. And it really shows their integrity because he's been saying the same thing all along. So that is all we have for today. Thank you all so.
All right. And then here's another one that might
When was the last time you
explain.
had your VA rating evaluated? You probably are eligible for benefits.
Okay, now see, you just saw it. This could be the algorithm. Now you see, we all just saw this live. I was clicking on it. This is an ad. What they is like, and I tell you, it's not a break. There's no, I don't get it back. Remember I showed y'all that was in '08. I told you that last one I reached in '08. Now I was still young. I told y'all maybe because I don't know what it is, and then you trying. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't understand why y'all coming at me. There is no secret. Like he's trying to sell some kind of secret to vets. There's no secret. The only secret I keep telling you is go to your appointments. With why they? I guess why the one. Like I said, there was a lot of times I would at death's door, literally. 2001, 2002. mother written me off, kidneys, this or that. But after you get out, like I said, the doctors, they like y'all. I hate that I know this, but doctors like people who listen to them and follow. And sometimes it is hard instructions, and you got to do it at home. You got to remember 3 times a day, and it's not just taking pills. Sometimes you got to do this. Sometimes if it's a physical, you got to change your bandage, and you might be by yourself or whatever. You got to do stuff. You got to do it, and they're literally just like any. Okay, say you work with your hands, and you work on some. I just thought of this. I'm just coming up with this right now, doctors. Y'all need to. All right, y'all can give me a thumbs up. Say you built something with wood. You're like they didn't build. No, just when you do a good job, this dude listen to you. I'm not saying that's why they gave. Like I said, 2008. That means I went through fast. You're like to me it wasn't fast. Trust me, it wasn't fast. I got out in '99. That was 8 years. I went from zero to the top level in 8 years. I've been there since 2008. So that's why when they keep coming, and sometimes that's why I think they finally understood what I was saying. Y'all keep sending these vets at me. When I be working them jobs, I said this is the VA. This is not Social Security. I could work. I could, like I said, I could have got to right now. I could have, if they would have let me graduate, not harass me. I could be making 300. I could be making millions a year, and my check is not gonna change. You're like, that's not no. This is not Social Security. What part? Yeah, don't fuck with us. And it's not about the. It's because that's why they send you to school. It put you. That's what they sent me to school and paid me to go to school. I still to this day feel like I let them down. This was in 2001. You get a monthly stipend. That if I would have graduated, but everybody was just. I couldn't believe they were just. I thought they was gonna. Yeah. Some people you shouldn't have told everybody. I thought they would be happy for me. Seriously. I guess that was the only time I was naive and dumb. You're like, well, a lot of those, this and that hustlers, yeah, but I, I didn't think y'all, I changed or something. Like, but yeah, I got more training, but this and that, but I did, whatever. Either way, it's like, all right. But I didn't realize what they were scared of. Yeah, so yeah, but I'm just saying, you see, I'm like, there's nothing you can do for me. There's no, I didn't hit pink the ceiling. There's no glass ceiling. That's not. I'm black, and this, it was the matter of fact. I told the story before. I keep telling it. So when I first got back in 2000 or '99, and by 2000, there's uh the VA office, I didn't know what it was, but it's in a place I'm very familiar with. So, okay, I didn't know anything about the VA or veterans, even though there's a lot of vets in my family. But that's another thing. That they were the ones. When I was in the Army, when I was getting out on a medical discharge, I still didn't know nothing about. They don't tell you about the VA. My folks told me. When they finally came back with a decision that will give you a lump sum or take monthly payments for the rest of your life from the Army. They said, don't take that. It's gonna be like $100. No, go to this and that. So there's no secret. That's why I keep saying, what do you want to purposely try to get hurt while you're in the military? If you're a youngster right now, if I'm you, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm sitting there. I would wish to be. Well, not this modern day. Now we know it's woke as fuck. But if I can go, I know that I'm a Christian. There's no going back in time, no regret. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to be hurt. I would, And if I would have stayed in, I would have had by the time September 11th happened, I would have had 7 years in. You know, I wouldn't have been some brand new cherry. Nah, I mean, if everything more than likely I had thought about it, but because you can stay at a place like the 82nd. You know how you got any Navy that everybody always traveling, Army. But in your places, certain places, 82nd, you can stay there the whole 20, 30, 40. If you can make rank like that, if you can make the sergeant major or something, you can stay there 30 years. But most people stay there 20. And it had got to a point I was before, I was gonna stay there. So all this, that, it's like you need to be, not be careful, but stop talking shit. I'm getting tired of y'all talking shit and whining and and you're a fucking bum. Yeah, that's me. That's not the military. That's me. That's not my folks. That's not the military. That's straight up me. What I said, nigga. You a fucking bum. And that's the end of it. And like I said, you got a problem, come see me. You know where I fucking stay. Y'all ride by all the fucking time. Anytime I go, don't walk across the fucking street at an angle. Stand in the fucking street. What's up, nigga? Say what's up. You tired of what? Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of what you be talking about, nigga. I'm tired of you. Say something, shit. Let me know then. Don't fucking goddamn play victim and shit. Motherfuckers getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm pretty sure everybody tired of y'all bitches. And you real bitches with pussies and kids. I don't give a fuck. Say something, bitch. Shit, send your brother, my brother, your boyfriend, or the niggas you fucking, whoever. Send all your daddy, your whoever, your cousin. Send them niggas.
When you had your you probably are eligible for benefits that you don't know you're eligible for.
I love technology.
Just see.
Access to technology.
Now, if this is 12 days ago, remember they could tell when I see that jar of money I got. I got it sit. I'm single. I got it sitting on the table. There's nobody in my house. So I mean, remember I kept saying I don't know if they got bugs. They used to say they breaking. That's how they look. People like us targets that they could see us in our house. They must got cameras. They people go looking for them. I stopped looking to see if they got cameras in my house. That's when I started calling them gay, nigga. If back then, especially, whatever years ago when I was fucking bitches or y'all gay, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you say. No, this is our job. We're the feds. It ain't even about you ain't got a warrant. You a gay ass bitch. Your mom and your dad should be ashamed of you. You're no different than the episode of Law and Order where a dude, that episode of SVU, and you put a camera, the dude put a camera inside of a toilet. That's what you are. And I think it's getting to him for real. But and if this dude, what he's talking about right now, if we know about this now, I'll show you in a second. That means they've been had this probably since the 90s or 80s. If they're just releasing it to us and letting the public know, they had it for a long fucking time. And also, the problem is they got something way, way better. And you're like, why? Because Democrats are stupid, communists are stupid. That's why. Why would they release it? Period. Make some money. Because if they releasing it, that means the tech people are gonna jump on it. The capitalists, they need new shit. Everything's getting, even phones are getting old. They can't Apple, all that shit is getting old. They need new shit.
That allows them to see through walls like Superman, and as a result, they may be invading your privacy. A new technology allows for the first time both law enforcement, military, and first responders to be able to detect people like you and me standing or sitting behind a wall from a distance as far as a football field. In this video, we will break down how this technology works, how the cops are using it.
Now, right quick. I used to, when I was in Birmingham, this is before I knew what gang stalking was. So this is about 07, 06. And the niggas, some of them would get busted. And they're like, oh, somebody snitching. But there were a lot of them with small timers. That's what I'm saying. These niggas younger than me. They ain't they ain't my real niggas. They from my hood, but they younger than me. And I guess maybe I was kind of little boy in them. Berating them like, nigga, ain't nobody snitching on you. You sell dimes. Somebody around here snitching. And I was like, but then everybody else, all of us, wasn't just, the pillow talk. Y'all talking to these, to impress some bitch. Y'all fucking with her, da da da. But also, I thought about, and I don't know if this is true. I was thought about that microphone gun. I was thinking that what it was in that movie with Will Smith in the '90s. Will Smith and Gene Hackman and Brenda. Brenda was in the she was the wife, but they would that microphone. But not only that, so it's not just a microphone where they could, that microphone, and it's in other TV shows too, Undercover Cops. They could point it at you from like inside a van, and it's a microphone gun, right? You seen that, and it got that, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, man, they probably just listening to you bragging and not just pillow talk. Cause I was like, it's not even pillow talk. You trying to fuck these hoes and shit. It's just they can listen. And I'm like, and even back then, I'm like, it's not legal, but it gives them ideas and da da da, and then they can get a warrant because they done spied on you illegally and catch you doing something else. Yeah, gang stalking. I didn't know the whole.
Legal for the cops to use it to potentially invade your privacy. The last thing any of us want is for police to be able to use new technology that allows them to snoop on us in our homes from more than 100 yards away. In fact, if you wait around to the end of this video, I'll share with you the countermeasure that can be used to avoid being compromised by this police technology. So how does all of this work? Well, the name of the instrument is known as Saber. Saber is a instrument that can be set up, and it looks very much like photography equipment set up on a tripod that can be put up and taken down in just a few seconds. It also comes with a handheld option as well. Once set up, Saber allows cops to see through walls from a distance as far away as a football field. Imagine cops pulling up to a house, but when I say pulling up a full football field away from that house. They set up this equipment, and as they do so, they're able to.
I'm a spoiler alert, because I just yesterday. This is why they put this on my record. I'm gonna go get. I showed y'all before. I'm gonna go get it. He's gonna say, because I watched it. He's gonna say they can see you putting something in your pocket. And remember, I said the dude yesterday at the Aldi's. He's just well, whatever, the clerk. He's like, they never asked that. They said, you want cash? He said cash a charge. In this day and age, who asks that? They don't say anything. They just tell you the price because they don't have to do anything. You do that. Exactly. Why would he even add? There's no, and I think he even fake pushed the button. It's like, no, you don't have to do anything. There's no cash or charge. He asked me that yesterday or whatever day that was that day, but and I'm used to it. But now it's the end of it. Because he's gonna show you, you know what? But hold up. I got it. I'm gonna go get my little thing of money. Like I said, I live by myself. I ain't gotta hide it. So this is the bucket. That ain't the bucket. I showed it before. Yeah, it'll blow away. But it, I think, at most is maybe about six, because everything, probably about $60. Well, no, maybe 100. Yeah, I set it on my. Did it again. Yeah, just keep sitting on the lawn. But yeah, you're like, why? I don't know, just keep you some cash. Just and change. With the change, a receipt. I gotta throw it away. But yeah, Family Dollar receipts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be thirsty. I guess I am like a old person. Probably somebody saw in the 80s had this shit like this. It's not like that exactly. Maybe a mason jar. Somebody they had to go stay with. Cause I'm thinking if it's by the time I moved down south, I ain't, I'm 12. I don't whatever I was. If anything, I'm watching them. Yeah, if I'm 12, I'm sitting with somebody. Miss so and so at church, but you ought to go to our church.
From over 100 yards away, who is in the house, how many people are in the house, the proximity of each person to one another, and exactly the direction each person may be walking. In fact, it's so precise, this type of device can actually detect micro movements of live objects.
Oh, what I'm saying is, so yesterday, right quick, spoiler alert, his video, I grabbed maybe $10 or no, I grabbed like 30 because I was going shopping for fruit at Aldi's, and peaches and what did I get? Some peaches and grapes, and what else I get? Whatever. I bought a bunch of them. But it's like, well, why? Because what I'm saying, I just didn't want. I said, well, I ain't gonna swipe this time. I'm just use some of this cash. But so I put it in my pocket. And that's what they could see. I'll let it play there.
Actually happening in real time behind the wall. For example, let's say somebody's grabbing something in their pocket, and as they grab into their pocket, they're looking to pull it out.
Oh, okay.
This device would allow.
See, all right, that's why I know I keep stopping, but this is a month ago. But I think they put this in my. That's what I'm telling you. They've been infiltrated because that means they saw me yesterday reach into this bowl that's on my table and put something in my. They might not be. Maybe it's an outline, is what he's saying. Or I think they're going to show it. And they saw me, and they know. I take stuff out of my pocket every time I come from a store. What I'll do if I'm at Aldi's or Harris Teeter or whatever, if I'm going inside, if I ain't using curbside, I'll hit $10 or cash back, and then I'll put it in here. And if I stop and buy something somewhere at a gas station, that's what And then wasn't that a commercial? In the 80s, my dad, he would always empty all this loose change every evening or something like that. Blah 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 blah. But these idiots, it drives them crazy. So I'm an extra go hard. Ask for change, and saving it.
Police to actually be able to see this individual grabbing something in their pocket and pulling it out in order to hand it to someone. So how are the cops able to control this very powerful technology? This technology comes with a tablet that is actually tied into artificial intelligence, so that as the police are watching someone behind the walls, AI is actually providing interpretive data so that the police can draw conclusions from what's going on behind that wall, and then it can actually record in real time what is taking place and take still photos so that this information could be used as evidence. You say, why was it set up this way? Because this technology, in many ways, was specifically designed for law enforcement, and there were mechanisms built into the technology that would allow police to be able to record and create still high quality photos while they're doing their criminal investigation. investigations. Now, we have actually seen technology similar to this, but not as advanced, known as Range R. Although courts have not ruled on the use of Xaver without a warrant, we have seen Range R technology, which is a much less impressive type of technology that has been used by police for similar type of criminal investigations. Range R has been used as recently as 2015, and it's used by police to determine if human life is inside a building. The main difference between Range R technology and Xaver is that Range R technology requires the police to hold the device up against the wall to send radar signals through the wall to see if there's human life on the other side. Now with Xaver, you don't have to be up against the wall. You can be as far away as 100 yards and still detect micro movements and life behind the wall. Here is the problem. As I mentioned in my recent video about cell site simulators being used by police to invade your privacy, this technology is often used by the police for years without any checks and balances. And the MO, the modus operandi of the police, is to continue to use this technology until the courts find out about it. This is exactly what happened with Range R technology. For years, we know at least 50 police agencies were using Range R technology to detect if someone was on the other side of a wall in a building. But no one knew that it was being used until a police officer was placed on a witness stand and vigorously cross-examined by a defense attorney during a suppression hearing in a Denver courtroom. In that case, the police officer admitted that the Range R device was, quote, a handheld Doppler device that picks up breathing and movement within a house. In that case, the police were trying to catch
Breathing and movement. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. See, I mean, but and I think most of us remember I told you when. Well, I told you whoever might. I don't know if anybody who was listening when I first started making videos. I'm like, really, it was movies and everything that made me think, okay, whatever's, it must be me. But at the same time, it's like, no, this is possible. That's why I remember I told you. That's why I didn't hurt nobody, or these are my friends I grew up with. Well, at least since I moved to Alabama, so I've known these niggas since I'm 12, and it's like this stuff is possible, but I didn't know. Obviously, they were playing along with it. I'm not mad at them to this day. I'll probably go back. Whenever. I'm gonna bust them out about it one day. Probably pretty soon. It's gonna be funny. And I think that's what they worried about. That's they know I'm not gonna let them like that lady yesterday. I don't this and that and the race that they
a man who had allegedly violated his parole. We have since learned that the FBI and the Marshal Service have been using this exact technology for years with little to no disclosure or public notice, and certainly not informing the courts they're using this technology during their criminal investigations. So think about this. We have learned that the FBI and the Marshal Service had been using Range R technology since at least 2012, but the courts didn't learn about its existence until 2015. So the real question here is the use of these technologies legal? Unfortunately, the United States Supreme Court has not ruled on police. They did rule on a similar issue back in 2001 in the case known as Kylo versus the United States. In Kylo versus U.S., the United States Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution bars the police from being able to scan the outside of a home with a thermal imaging device unless they have a warrant. And an interesting footnote, the court actually mentioned that they used a radar technology.
Yeah, they drive by with that loud ass truck. Now I don't know. I just seen a few movies about law school. That sounds like a question for law students, right? If you seen some of them '90s movies, some shit with Morgan Freeman or whatever, it's probably not Morgan Freeman, but with one of them movies, or maybe it wasn't an action movie. It was, whatever. The point is, that sounds like a question that they're arguing about, not just the Supreme Court, but law students. And to me, it's like I would say no. You don't have the right. They're like You don't have an expectation from what we know, non-lawyers like the rest of us. Okay, yeah, you in public and somebody taking a picture, psh, psh, you don't have no expect because you out. But in your house, I don't care what you got. I would say that is non, you can't transferable, or not, maybe that's not the word. You can't, there's no, oh, they have no expect, no, I don't care what it is, what technology, I don't care how fast. And supposedly the old Supreme Court people back in the day, and founding fathers, that they could, how come they could see all this, but now all of a sudden, but that means these folks can see it, but they're just corrupt. That to me is a no-brainer. I don't care what, you don't have expectation. Yes, you do. You're inside your house. That's no different than X-ray glasses. Remember, even in the 80s, in the back of the Spider-Man Marvel comics or whatever. I know for a while I bought comics too. I think I was in fourth grade, 83, 84. Hey, they use with them glasses, X-ray glasses. So, okay, so that would mean if we got this technology, we could look at bitches all day in the shower. With that technology, she taking a shower. It's just like they say at the airport. Everybody, see, that's what I'm saying. It's not, and I know, like they say at the airport, that you really don't need all that shit. And nobody was scared. That's the thing. They lied and said people after September 11th. Nobody was fucking scared. Nobody. Do you see any? There's no, and not just videos for the rest of us who was alive and grown ups. There were no. They tried just like they do now. They tried to seed everybody with the, oh, they're going to start attacking Muslims because of no. Nobody cared. And really the Muslims didn't, oh, we're going to get racial profile. No, nobody was scared. They made a few movies. They made a couple of, actually were good ones. Then they, like, with good actors like Denzel or Don Cheadle. That was that one. And, it's a movie. But in real life, nobody's rounding up Muslims. It didn't catch on. It failed. So really, they need to get all that shit. If anything, why can't you just pat them down like anybody? If you didn't stuck a whole C4 bomb up your ass, well, good luck for anybody. Because I don't. It's like, yeah, oh, we need this. It's like, no. And it wasn't about really. It is pervert shit, but it's just about humiliation. All of us, like they try to do me. And at first I bet they was like, yeah, they was, years ago, 2003, 2004, they thought I didn't get humiliated. They were trying to humiliate me. And it's like, that's not why I wasn't humiliated. That's why I tell y'all, have a goal and work for it. So when you fall, it basically, to me, all that was when they was trying, even my own friends were trying to humiliate me. I fell off the horse, get back up. And not like, and I don't mean let people bully you, push you down. They weren't pushing me down. They really, well, they was, but they were cowardly. That's what I'm saying. That's the good thing. They're gonna do cowardly shit. And my friends didn't orchestrate this. They sold out. It is what like I said, I'm gonna go back and say to them niggas, you can't do it. Well, I'm gonna try my best. But anyway, you yeah, they probably was scared. Ain't no problem in it. I know they were scared. They were gangsters. Da, 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 da. What? It's totally. You can see this type of fear. This something you really never seen. This type of fear. Yeah, they know something like this. Yeah, it's a different type of fear in their eyes. But so yeah, this the they sold that lie that people were, and we, the rest of us probably didn't pay attention. And like I was struggling, so I ain't had money to do nothing. I'm trying to start a business, but my bottom line is why it didn't work is because I had a goal. Even with once the college and lawyer was done, like I said, for why I keep these jobs that I, like I said, pay $20, 18, 15, 16, that I was just talking about, like I said, with the older lady who was trying to fuck me. But back in the day, these type of jobs was paying 24 years ago in 2000 and 2001, $5 an hour, $5.40 minimum wage. And I had just got there. I didn't think about that, and I had just got out the army. Then I had got the little benefits to go to college. But all that, y'all took care of that. Gap, I got sick. I didn't stop. You don't stop, because I'm pretty sure now looking back, I thought they were happy for me when I come around. I'm in college now. I'm thinking they thinking, okay, that's good. You're not being a knucklehead. You're not coming back home being stupid. No, they mad because they've been brainwashed. They mad. And, so, but that's what now they're still mad, even to this day, 20 something years later, because, okay, and like I said, yeah, and I'm pretty sure they was happy because they, a lot of them had good jobs. I'm working $5 labor finder shit, $5.20 with the crackheads. But I would show up every morning on time, this and that, different. That's what, like I said, it got to a point I didn't have to get there super early because back then in Birmingham, because the crackheads would no. You get there, there's a line 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, 2002, 2003. It's a fucking line of crackheads, 10 speeds. They ain't got no car, 10 speed. They just whatever. And so the owner is his franchise. He obviously, I'm young. I'm only in my 20s or whatever. So yeah, he was happy to see somebody like me instead of old crackheads. They work too. They were that's like I said. Remember, I kept saying they the ones like to this day. They showed me the game, and they would say, "Hey, I'm gonna show you the game, how to work this shit." And we all heard this phrase: "Don't let the job work you, work the job." But they really showed me. That's why, like I said, when I was doing it, they get mad. These youngsters, and I tried to show them, but they didn't want to listen to me. Because they brainwashed me. I soaked it up. And I knew what it really was. I had a car. One, because a lot of some of them, I had to, drop them off. And one of them, he was, I would show you youngster. I had to go pick him up. And he led us some projects that I had heard of when I was in high school. Before that, I had never been to them projects. You know how every city got projects, Southern Soda, the Stone Yard or whatever. I'm just making that. Those projects. And I'm like, oh, this nigga's time. But it wasn't no big deal. I had just got there. I'd go pick him up, this and that. But, and he true to his word. He showed me how, and there wasn't no way around it. He just, they just showed me, how to be careful with this new shit. This not the middle, you work hard and train and push up yourselves and run for him. But, and like I said, I knew looking back, he just wanted a ride to make sure. That's another thing. These crackheads, he would call me, wake me up before, hey, you coming? Man, I'm coming. Well, I had my alarm set, making sure. So, that's why I was kind of proud of all of them. I was like, these niggas working for they crack. And they work hard. Trust me, I can attest. They worked hard. Because all the drug dealers would be there when we got off. Because you get your check right then. Then they give you a check, and there was a check, it was a liquor store. Check, and you go cash your check. And sometimes I would go there too, but other times I would deposit it in my bank account. I had a bank account. But I don't know, sometimes just whatever I go and just cash, it was like $1. But I only made like after cut. And even with all, because you got they paid you per person, $3 or something. And I had a 78 Cutlass. I had just bought it with my disability money from getting out the army, my lump sum. And it was clean as fuck. They got mad about that. I thought they would be. It was a 78 Cutlass, clean. I bought it from two old white folks. And they ain't even paid that much, $2,500. Clean as fuck. Like nowadays, same car, probably 15, 10. But looked it up. I just was looking for a car. It was in the one ads. I mean, the for sale. And so they want everybody wanted to ride. They knew I was coming every day. Everybody wanted to, but I would fill it up three because it's the '70s. It'd be two in the front with me, so it's three in the front, three in the back. So that's 5 people, $5 per person. What was that? What I just $25 extra dollars. Even with that, I'm still them days. I'm only making after cut $60 a day, and this is hard back breaking work. And you still happy. You happy to get off of. I'm still looking. I'm gonna buy these apartments and houses. Whatever. Everything else that fell apart. The lawyer this and that. But keep going. That's what I'm saying. They trying to degrade you. Oh, you working this labor find this shit. Like I had a homies. They since I've been gone. They the Mercedes plant and all that in Birmingham, in Alabama. Is in Tuscaloosa. All that. I'm not dissing. This and that. No hate. But so they making good money. But I never stopped. I had to get a. Then I'd be in the hospital months at a time. But still, as soon as I get, I feel good enough, I'm straight back to work. Like I said, the doc, that's another thing. They ain't no, like I'm hiding or anything. The doctor would ask, so where, like I said, now they don't ask no more, maybe because of my age. But back then, yeah, where you, and it was, I guess, to the psychiatrist, that was a good thing. You working, where you working. That's the first thing the psychiatrist would ask. And that's where the biggest part of my money come from. They try, the kidneys and everything else. That's why I said also all of this money I get is y'all fault for stalking me. You meant to harm me or make me harm myself or harm somebody else. And now you're mad and get all this money. And now you're mad. What you meant for harm, just like the Bible saying, it turned out for good. And now you're mad with all this witchcraft, having all these old folks, and they still never listen. It's like they don't learn. That's why sometimes I say them folks at Salem, the Salem witch, Plymouth, how long or whatever. You look it up, the Salem witch trials. They say they was them folks were delusional and it's no such shit. They was right. These motherfuckers do not stop and they're jealous. Because that's I remember specifically reading in class and hearing a teacher talk about, and this is in grade school or something like that. A lot of the hysteria, and this is what they do now. They blame it on you, right? So this person, and you know what? I said it when I was here. Something told me, no, they're telling the truth. Cause God even explained it to me, like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, even if the weather changes. So this guy's a farmer in 16 or 1702 or whatever to sell. Every year after year, he's just clowning. You know what I'm saying? His crops is eye high, whatever, all that shit. His neighbor don't do. This is literally what God told me. His neighbor didn't do what he did. He starts, whatever. March, he get out there. Yeah, it's like that thing about the lazy. Remember that the tortoise in the hair, not the tortoise, but the other one, the ant, and the ant worked all winter, and the other one played around, and this vision, it wasn't a vision, but this whatever revelation was the other farmer, the next door. He didn't start. This dude started in March. He started turning over and that's backbreaking, turning over the land and this and that. My grandma had a garden in Queens. We had a garden in Queens, I never got to turn over, well, not got to, but yeah, the rest, siblings, they had to turn over they probably still mad to this day, turning the soil. It's Queens, it's New York City, so it's a small yard. But the kids, but by the time I guess she got older, by the time I got I never had to turn over the soil. Turn over, it's time to turn over soil. Turnips, collard greens, and all this da 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 da. But and so some told me I was in the kitchen. Like what do you point? I was in the kitchen washing. That's where the sink. I'm washing dishes. And something it's like they were. And so this guy, he knows his crops are failing. It's almost like nowadays somebody sprinkled something on it. Yeah, they see that old shit, but that's because it's supposed to be old. Like shit cleaned up. It's cut. But these are crops, not whatever dandelions. And now it's dead or don't grow. And he know he did everything right. And and looking back, but see the witches now, the professors, the historians, they're witches. It was hysteria. No, it wasn't. And actually, what it told me was that, they didn't go away, but they just chilled out. Yeah, these motherfuckers, they did. They start like, what do I say? I'm gonna choke them if I catch them. If I get a chance, they started, burn them at the stake, all that. So yeah, they were justified. Y'all the ones who look justified. Yeah, y'all deserve that. Y'all witches deserve that. What them, yeah, the black folk, but them are white witches. Don't get involved. No, witchcraft is witchcraft. I told you I don't discriminate. What part? I remember I told you I do not discriminate. Equal opportunity. Witch killer. But anyway, and so it said you like this is all to everybody else is speculation. No, to any real Christian, this is 100% truth. You can be mad if you so-called preacher that I made this up or whatever. Oh well, that's on you. I don't care. I really don't. But yeah, I know I'm good. You the one go. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Remember, I told you no more explaining and debate. I'm not gonna debate. Either this is gonna happen or it ain't. You want to try to explain, just like that old lady came yesterday. Well, what about this? And she even went to they pay taxes. I'm not finna debate with you. And like I said, I did keep talking because I wanted her to keep talking. I needed to see what she was on, what type of bullshit she on. But anyway, back to this.
And an interesting footnote, the court actually mentioned that the use of radar technology devices, similar to range R technology, could apply to this ruling as well. Even more specifically, in 2013, the Supreme Court ruled that they further limited police officers' ability to search the immediate area outside of your home through the use of a drug dog sniff. The reasoning behind this was articulated very well by Justice Scalia when he said this: the core of the Fourth Amendment is the right of a man to retreat into his own home and there be free from unreasonable government intrusion. So let's be frank. You would think, based upon the Kylo decision and the Florida versus Jardine decision, that the police would have gotten the message and stopped doing all this stuff, right? Nope. Why? Because police generally have qualified immunity for their actions. And as a result of that, many agencies have shown a pattern and practice of only stopping illegal police activities if and when they get caught. For example, in the case of United States versus Denson, a fugitive hunting task force tracked a man by the name of Steve Denson. Now, this was headed up by the U.S. Marshal Service. They tracked this man to a Wichita home for allegedly violating his parole. Before the police forced his door open, it was exposed during testimony that range R technology was used in order to confirm there was someone on the other side of the wall. The problem? The original officer who conducted the investigation was not transparent in his police report. In fact, the officer's original report said this, quote, "The officers developed reasonable suspicion that Denson was in the residence, but the officer
All
never
right,
mentioned."
let me finish explaining. I know some of y'all caught on. I'm talking about Salem, right quick. I'm gonna go back to the video. What I was saying was, so you plant your crops early, you do everything, da da da, and it's year after year you busting it. Your neighbor, and back then your neighbor would probably stay a acre. I don't even know how far an acre, a half acre, away. But if the whole town, the little settlements, they know that you busting it. But he actually worked hard. The other one didn't, and they got jealous. So they did start, and they got their little daughters and da da da, and this and that, and accuse each other. Witchcraft Richard. That's why they was able to say no, it wasn't real. Even to this day, the devil thought he was slick. He wasn't slick. Yeah, the devil slick. Nah, that nigga stupid. That shit was stupid. It's easy to decipher even in the future, and God ain't even gotta have I ain't gotta go through some kind of vision where I break down. Yeah, it's just simple. Like, wait a minute. Cause you know why? The reason everything I put together is stuff that I seen. You can say, well, that's what we're talking. Cause I'll never forget this. For some reason, in the late 80s, I think I was about 15, I watched a movie about that. It was a TV movie. And really the reason I watched it because it was a it was about some dude in the future, and the TV. So basically, I don't remember exactly. I wasn't young, that's what I'm saying. It was a TV made for TV movie. This the 80s, and the girls in the past. That's what it was about. The girls, and it was showing because one of the girls got in trouble But she wasn't having visions. What happened was he made some kind of machine. This is a teaching that she could. He was looking back in the past, and the people, like, say you turn on your machine in this exact spot, but you can see 400 years later, but they can see you too. This is what the movie was about. And I think she saw the TV or something like that, and she started talking, because I remember as a teenager, I was like, why would, all the church I've been, why wouldn't you just be quiet? That's why I was like, don't say anything. I was, even though it was a TV cheesy, I was like, just don't say anything. And, she was finna go on trial and get, whatever they do, they dunk you, and if you, or, remember, tie stones to you if you don't, and they dunk you in the water with stones if you don't, if you can't, it was like a lose-lose. If you free yourself, you're tied up and dunked in the water. And this is grade school. They taught us this. They was, you know, you. That's why, like I said, by like ninth grade, this might have been ninth or tenth. I was like, why wouldn't you just shut up? Remember, I said, or not say anything. Remember, I said, it took me till recently, 2 years or whatever, a year ago. I used to believe, the Democrats that even on with, all this church I've been to, that they was just delusional. It wasn't no witches. They was. Because I remember I was like, the little girl, pilgrim girl, it's not a horror movie, it's a made for TV. It wasn't even religious. It was just a cheesy sci-fi. Yeah, because it was really, it's a sci-fi. The dude, but they got the scene where she's getting accused, and I was like, why wouldn't you just shut the fuck up or not say anything? But I don't know. It's like at the time I didn't think about it. If you saw something in front of you, and she was just looking at TV. Oh, I know what it was. He first opened the portal and he was a scientist. It's an 80s scientist. Like any 80s movie with a scientist, it was a bunch of them. He's a goofball, the greatest American hero. He wasn't a scientist, but he was, the aliens gave him, and so he has to do it. His boss done fired him, but he still knows his dream, and he's doing it in his living room. And when he first opened the first one, she could see the TV, and she's like, it's a box, and and it has people inside of it. And she told everybody, and she's a witch, and goody so and so, goody da da da. And I'm like, why would you say anything? Keep that shit to yourself or something. But I can't remember the rest of the movie. So that's what my point is. And that ain't the first, you learn from school about the Salem witch trials, back in the day, at least in New York, grade school. And so that's probably why, maybe I read the TV guide or whatever about what it was and da da da. But my point is like, nah, they was not about that one. Yeah, it's like, because remember the Democrats would say most of the accusers were just mad that this year their crop failed, and every year before they had. So basically, it's like I said, like I got a car, and it's like they want to sabotage my car. Oh, you just mad? And they try to make it look like or they make me have they running to me, and yeah, they're bold nowadays. They're running to me. And just like I said, they bought that Tahoe over there. Yeah, they rubbed it in. Because remember, I told you, that's when I was fucking with all of them. They didn't bring that Tahoe, you know. Matter of fact, they was in front of my house. That was when, everybody was chilling over here. I had left. I was in my Tahoe, and I had just got it painted. I hadn't even put my speakers in there. And he's there because the Democrats told him, and the girl, all of them, she don't come over here no more, obviously, but all of them was right, and he's like, oh, yo, or something like that, if I remember. They might have been in the street. Nah, they was here. They're like, he's like, oh, it looked good. And yeah, I know what you're saying, nigga, but you didn't explain. As a businessman, you just sit out and make it look like new for $300. The fuck does that mean, nigga? I'm not finna give you $300. I want my shit at least to look like Earl Shop. Something like $199, the paint job. At least at the minimum. That's why I paid that $700. You ain't say you, because I know niggas, that they'll, and there's also, you seen on YouTube, you can have a paint booth. They got a paint booth that you can blow up like a blow up house. All that shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's gonna be fucking leaves and everything inside my paint. That's not metal flake. What are you talking about? All you say is I'll make it, just trust me. No, nigga, no, I'm not. Ain't no just trust me. So yeah, I'm going to the white folks or whoever. You going to the white folks? You get yeah, nigga. You talking about? Just trust me, right? But my point is, so they wrecked my car, and that's just what I'm saying. Niggas like people like us. That's what the Salem. So that if you look, that's what they say. Oh, they were just mad. They was like it's just nature. 1 year, and it said it's almost like not a voice, but when I was in there, it said, "Don't you?" They knew what they even in bad years, lean year. There's no. They knew how to at least get trapped. So basically, it was telling me no. This like you wouldn't. This person knew what he do. Even in lean, there's nothing. Now all of a sudden nothing. That's what it told me. I ain't got no proof of that, but that's what it told me. Like that's how they knew what they was talking about witchcraft. It was the Salem witch. They wasn't, and the people saw it. It wasn't hysteria. They knew for a fact like, oh, it's not just the weather change, it's drought, da da da. You're like, how can you in a drought? This was 100, and they didn't really never said it was a drought in Salem. That's the East Coast. It wasn't no fucking drought. Salem, Massachusetts, wasn't no drought.
That they used range R technology in order to determine that he was in the residence. After arresting Denson and charging him with illegally possessing 2 firearms that they found inside, it was learned that the agents did have an arrest warrant, but they did not have a search warrant. Even though Denson's lawyers tried to have the gun charge thrown out, eventually the 10th Circuit actually not only upheld the search, but also upheld his conviction. Why? Because parolees lose most of their Fourth Amendment rights, and the court upheld the search on other grounds. The bigger problem is, how do courts not know about police officers using this technology? And another problem is, why do courts not hold police accountable when they intentionally omit the use of this type of technology, and then they learn that it was used as part of a search and an arrest? Agents had been using this technology for over 2 years and no one knew about it. How many other people's rights were being violated
Democrats
by the
been
feds
using
and
it.
state and local agencies who were using this technology, all because no one ever dug further, no one ever contested the search, and maybe a lazy lawyer just took the police report as being the gospel truth. If you don't believe police are sometimes hiding the use of their technology during criminal investigations, check out this email from a Florida sergeant. In this email, this Florida sergeant was asking other officers from a different department to not reveal how they were obtaining evidence during an investigation by using a cell site simulator tool similar to the exact technology I spoke about a few weeks ago, known as Stingray technology. The email specifically said to only mention they obtained the evidence from a confidential source and not through the high-tech tool that they were using. Why? Because the police wanted to protect the identity of this technology so that courts would not learn about it, so they could continue to use it unchecked. In fact, William Sorokas, a former supervisor of the Marshal Service, he said that his deputies are not supposed to hide or lie when it comes to the use of high-tech tools, but they are encouraged and told not to tell anyone that they're using this technology so that they can keep it somewhat secret for future criminal investigations. Now look, this technology is not all bad. In fact, when it's used appropriately, first responders can use it to much quicker find someone that may be in a building and they're in distress so that they can locate that body. It can also be used to help free people from a hostage situation. It also has wonderful applications for firefighters looking to try to find a body in a burning building, and it can be used in multiple ways to save lives. But as always, the problem is never the technology. It's always how people choose to use it. In fact, that is exactly why federal, state, and local authorities should be required to disclose they are using this advanced technology. Whenever they're seeking to obtain a search warrant, they need to put that in their search warrant affidavit, and they should put this in their police report so that they can be held accountable to determine if there are any Fourth Amendment violations when they use them. By doing this, it will help ensure that this technology can be challenged in court and maybe now force the United States Supreme Court to rule whether the use of this technology is a Fourth Amendment violation, so that way police cannot just continue to use new technology unchecked for years until they get caught. As long as the courts continue to enable law enforcement to use this technology for years without being checked, you can count on the fact that new advancements in technology will continue to be used to invade your privacy rights and potentially Fourth Amendment violations. Now,
All right, right quick, he finna go into his ending. But uh you got the people who say, I ain't got nothing to worry about. And like we said, that's the stupidest shit. Period. It's not about hiding anything. It's just you. And then it's like, yes, you do. You don't take a shower, so that means you're some kind of freak or something. You must like these dudes looking at it. Think about it, especially if you well endowed, you got tits, and they can see you. Like, well, they can't see. They just see my silhouette. And what about the truckers? Remember that? Yeah, exactly. Either way, it's like, nah, this that lame, and that's the Democrats. That lame, I got nothing to hide. No, see that the only ones who would ever say that, and like I said, that was that trick question, that gotcha question. What do you got? Well, why you worried about? What you got to hide? You must be doing something. It's like, nah, that worked when we're kids. Again, and you're getting questioned as a kid, and yeah, you probably are. Whoa, what you hiding then? But and really, you're protecting your kids too, because that means they can see in your kids' room. Now that makes sense. I told you I'm a Carmo guy, but who like I live here? What are you gonna do? Line your walls with aluminum foil? The only way is we got the. I'm saying is like, yeah, you could be like that old lady yesterday, and that young lady, whatever. Nobody cares. They're all the same. And I'm like, but does anybody feel like why would you keep saying that? And why would you waste your time in the heat, in the North Carolina heat? They came to my door in the middle of the day, and nobody cares. So if nobody cares, what the hell are you doing? Sweating out here like that. So like I said, I think we finna, you're like, they can't be. Yeah, it can be oversight. That's another thing that it's another thing that I think regular people don't understand. They investigated ourselves. Remember, they still make that was the Democrats, you know, and the black folks. Remember George Floyd, the police, and they tried to make that a normal thing. We investigated ourselves. They don't understand. Again, I'm not on the police side. And the only way the police can investigate themselves and nothing happens, that means it goes all the way to the top, again, to the mayor. So whoever your mayor is covering up. So all the black people, you in Atlanta, oh yeah, the police invest, but they still cool and they shake hands with a black mayor or a black female, and they doing some kind of video inside a barber shop, or they in the hood, hey, I'm shaking. They really think the rest of us don't understand. The mayor, Tamika Johnson, that ain't her name, is in charge of the police. So if they investigate themselves and found no wrongdoing, the buck stops with her. Dummy. Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying about that, I've never been a cop, but it's the same thing. Like any of us, we didn't have, for me to do right on my job in the military, we didn't need outside forces. We didn't need, remember we don't need somebody watching us. All you need is your superiors, your direct superior, and it goes on up. Your lieutenants, first is your squad leader or your team leader. I was a team leader. Your squad leader, your platoon sergeant, your lieutenant, platoon leader, captains, and then whatever. Then it goes on up. There's no outside investigation. Y'all like, well, no, y'all gonna no. It's just like when you're a kid, you fucked up so bad. There's nothing they can do for you. We're not kids. That's what I'm saying. Now you like, well, they took up for you. That means you really ain't do nothing. You're like, that's what. See what? No. Yeah, and for the rest of you, like, well, we never got that favor. I just told you that mean you might not have been a piece of shit, but you ain't give it your all. But if they know every time they see you Swanson, I don't know why I said that's your last. Every time they see Swanson, and then this happens, they can be. Every time they see you, they know it's on. You ready to rock, ready to lock, cock, ready to rock, whatever. And you're like, that's the no. This trust me. I was like, yeah. So it's a little something. Yeah, they gonna. It's not a cover up. It's like it's no big deal. Anybody else, yeah. And then that probably did happen in my unit. Other people, black folks, da da da. Remember I told you, oh, you the golden boy. They said it. The black, the captain's gold. The same thing like in the hood. I looked at him like, who the fuck you think you talking to? I showed you all this. They got, I did, and really, you are being like me. Except I told you to be like me on duty also. You want to be like me and hang out and go to the clubs and go to girls' houses and this and that and have girls, but you don't want to do right while you on duty. You can't just have a good life and then gonna turn around. These niggas, yo, you the captain. Yeah. And really, it probably was because y'all was telling on me that I got all this. Yeah, so these girls, da da da. That mean I'm the shit. Off duty and on duty. That's why I try. And then I'm like, y'all niggas could be. You ain't got to be just like me, but y'all complaining, and I'm not. They're not gonna make you do stupid shit. If you're a real leader, we all know. I still live by we all live by this. We will never ask you to do something we won't do. I didn't done it before, or if I'm asking you, it's cause I got other stuff, cause I'm in charge. I would do it, and I'm dead serious. And you should know that. I knew that when I was, a private. Y'all get, and yeah, that's why everybody, bright eyed, well, da da da. Everybody happy to see me. White folks and everything, captains, colonels. I ain't no dude, boy. That's why I keep telling you. That's why you can't fuck with me now. I tell you over, you can't fuck with me, nigga. Or niggas. Damn, none of y'all. Shit. And it was a simple game. I keep telling you that. Y'all a good old boy. No. You just jealous. And no, you don't deserve treatment like you don't. And that's a fact. But anyway, I still ain't doing everything I had to say today. But I think I got to charge up some of these phones.